so he look like one of the trippy red dudes. I ain't gonna judge you from your profile picture all the way, but what is that? YVNGN, just a bunch of letters. YNGX. Oh, you connect legend. You know it. Triple X temptation type guy.
Yo, what's up, guys?
You already know.
Yo, I'm tired of people joining on some sleep shit. They're not even trying to build. They're just trying to fucking argue back and forth. Like, that's not the point of this shit. They don't realize that. But look, I got a question. Hold up. What's that? Alright. Let me drink my water real quick, bro.
Let's go. I knew he was one of them. Yeah, I knew he was one of them trippy red, triple X, temptation, light, sunlight type.
Well, no, I do. See, look, I do this. I do this to like express my true self. I feel like dyeing my hair, it makes me feel like I don't know. I just.
You can't express your true self in Babylon, bro. You operate through a lower self program. The idea that you can dye your hair is a lack of understanding of who you truly are. Right. Just like we got through talking about melanin, right? Do you know how much melanin worth, bro? Melanin is worth more than $350 a gram, my nigga, and it's growing out of your hair. That's more than gold. Why would you strip that? Literally, melanin is worth more than gold, but they're never gonna tell you that because you're walking around with it on your skin. They put that shit on your when you dye your hair, you're killing that. You're stripping your hair of melanin. And there's other ways.
So what y'all want me to do? You want me to cut this shit off?
Yeah. Cut that shit off. Yeah, man.
But I still got all this melanin. You feel me?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if let's say you had a radio, right, and you wanted to get the strongest signal, you would remove everything that's impeding your connection to what you're trying to receive information from. So why would you ever block your antenna? The only reason you would do that is because you're not taught the power of your hair and the value of your hair. The European, I know what it's like, but it's a different capacity now with your age group, but I know what it's like to get taught by the European. The European had the nerve to tell us that our hair was dead. Type shit. How can something be dead and be growing out your head at the same time? But because our subconscious mind rules us, we sucked it up. We're like, oh, my hair dead. I can cut it off. I can dye it. And y'all the like your generation is simultaneously the most ignorant and most intelligent generation.
Absolutely. 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 Because this is the thing, bro. Like, I know what you're talking about. When I dyed my hair, I didn't know about like the power of melanin. I still like I was following with y'all. I didn't know the power of it, but now that I got it, it's kind of like it built an appearance for me, so other people see me, and it makes me stand out. You feel me? They're like, oh, who's that black and red hair? Oh, that's Nexus. You feel me? But like at the same time, that shit don't really matter when it comes to like what you're saying, like to really expand my consciousness and myself. Like, this shit don't matter. Like, my whole appearance don't matter. Like,
yeah, because what they do, the European does a really good job at getting you to not understand the technologies of your body, right? Well, how would you feel if a nigga were walking around with tape on their eye? For a fashion statement. You're like, bro, but you can't see. Because you have to evaluate and weigh which one is more important, the technologies or the appearance. Nigga walk around with tape on the ear, can't hear, but it's cool. You're like, nah, my
facts.
My eyes
this is blocking.
You know what I'm saying? It's like nigga, you know what I'm saying? And when you do get the knowledge, you can start looking at us like our expressions right now, like, bro, look. This is business.
That shit dope. That shit dope as hell. I ain't gonna lie.
You see what I'm saying? This is another trait of the European. The European makes us think that we can't take our culture with us, man. We can, the dancing, the hairstyle, the rapping, all of that can go with us, bro. It just has to be, like you said, it has to be in the jungle. It has to be filtered through science, bro. And not the standards of what we can do. That's how you create a culture. Yeah. That's
the thing, bro. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do that shit. I ain't trying to be here. Like, see, me and my niggas, like, we all make music, and I realized some shit, like, cause I woke up to this. I was like, whatever I'm making music about, that's the energy that I'm giving out. So whatever I'm talking about in my music, like, I realized that, like, they literally type made me talk about shit that don't matter, like fucking sex, drugs, and shit like that. I don't even do drugs.
You can start manifesting that dumb shit, bro. I'm telling you, the more you start speaking like people, respect that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know y'all be making music. I fuck with y'all shit for real.
What?
I fuck with y'all shit.
And cut that off. You need to cut that off, bro. Seriously. That's a like meeting ASAP, bro.
I'm not gonna do that shit right now.
Bro, it's like
let me explain this shit, because I already told you, like, don't stop making that music. You gotta realize that words carry a vibration. You know what I'm saying? So the words that you saying in your raps, talking about smoking weed, killing a nigga, bitches, all of that shit is carrying a certain vibration. You feel what I'm saying? So what you emitting out is low vibrational words, low vibrational frequencies. You feel what I'm saying? And that's affecting the listeners. That's affecting the listeners in their subconscious mind and programming them to do the same shit that you talking about. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why music is so important, because it's like, yo, I can literally just play a beat in the background. You don't even have to be fully conscious of it. I can just play it in the background and it'll be programming your mind.
Yeah, your subconscious mind.
You feel what I'm saying? Even the music industry. Even the music
That's what
industry,
I'm saying.
like they got the standard, you got that standard 440 hertz type shit. So even so it's like think about this, right? If you trying to be a rapper, right? If you trying to be a rapper in that system, nigga, they're gonna have you living. They're gonna have you only talking about the things that go along with their agenda. You feel what I'm saying? So when you say like,
or else it's not even gonna pop off. That shit would not pop off if you're not talking about
exactly the things that if you start like let me and Master Pice and Captain New and Master Solar, let all of us that make music go into Babylon talking the things that we talk. They gonna shut us down because that's divine truth. You know what I'm saying? The lower self don't move up divine truth. They move on lies. You know what I'm saying? So if you talking about popping pills and shit like that, hell yeah. Hey, you want a rap deal? Nigga, come on. You see niggas like Travis Scott. Like, nigga, I used to follow Travis Scott a lot. That was my nigga in Babylon. But then when I woke up, I'm like, well, this shit can't fly. Nigga, this you're talking about nothing at all. I'm saying, and then when you talk about melanin, right? When you want to talk about melanin is just a battery. It's going to power who you are truly. So realize that, nigga, we've been programmed, my nigga. We've been programmed to be a cancer cell. So being that we melanated, that only amplifies that. That only amplifies that program. So now we got the niggas like the Migos, got melanin. Niggas talking the hottest bars about money. You know what I'm saying? The best flows, using all these tribal flows, using all these indigenous flows and shit, talking about money. You know what I'm saying? They're not fully utilizing themselves and tapping into themselves fully and living to their full capacity. You know what I'm saying? So that's really it, man. You gotta get out of it.
That shit just lag. I ain't hear nothing you said.
I basically said you got rappers. You got rappers with a lot of melanin and a lot of flows and stuff. They make good music, but they're not talking about nothing basically. So you just gotta get out that system, because that's no bueno.
And I know what you're talking about. That shit dead programming my subconscious mind, because it's like, nigga, like half of that shit I don't even do. But I rap about it because I know people are gonna like it. You feel me? And if people like it, it feels like it's fulfilling some part of me.
Bro, if you're really trying to get out the system type shit, if you're really on that wave of consciousness where you're trying to like save your soul, bro, use your gift to proclaim the kingdom. All the knowledge that you got, all of that, all the gems, all the jewels, put it into music, and then the universe is gonna send what you need. Like you just said, like whatever you put out, come back. So say if you're putting out high frequencies of thought, you're gonna get that shit back, and eventually your reality is gonna match that. And you're gonna come, you know what I'm saying, to your higher self.
Yeah.
As long as you keep proclaiming dumb shit, you know what I'm saying, like some stupid shit, nigga, you could be in the same place. It's like you're doing everybody else do type shit. So use your gift to your advantage type shit. Do it for free.
Work yourself. Exactly.
Yeah. But that's the thing, bro. Like I'm doing everything that was good. Like I'm not smoking or nothing. It's just my environment, and sometimes the energy that I give out. Because most of the time I'm helping people, I'm doing positive things, I'm telling people it ain't God. Like I just put a post on my story talking about how, and this is knowledge that I got from Alio. It's is not like just my knowledge, you feel me? But it is myself at the same time. So it's like, I just a story talking about how you could be a man with feminine energy, and you could be a woman with masculine energy. You feel me? And I'm trying to like tell people this and wake people up. But at the same time, like I'm not even doing 100% what I need to be doing for myself. So I'm just trying to help other people.
That's a fact,
you
bro.
feel me?
That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Focus on you security.
You got some magic teacher. We got 200-some people going
Right.
What? Really gonna get that ass on top of the
When you speak to, you want to be able to master the word choice that you use. Because some people, you got to calibrate the energy, and you basically use them.
Right.
So you judge somebody's character like last dude. I was like, okay, I'm gonna use him to make black people be like, look at this Negro pen ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? So I use his character against him. Just like the new dude, the red dude, I use his character. You just use people's character.
People got to call in. We got callers now. Come on. We'll get you. See, we got same dude. What is this?
His name was we're gonna let somebody else in.
We're gonna let someone out. We got Mortal Facts. We're gonna let you in.
Wait.
Yeah, we'll get him next time.
It's alright. It's alright.
Hello.
You're
Hello. I have a few questions.
If you got your finger on the camera on purpose or what?
We can't see your face.
I'm sorry.
Are you covering the camera on purpose?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Why?
I have a question though. I just want to ask a question really quickly.
Okay, that's fine. Go ahead.
So I was listening to the caller who called in before me.
Okay. The Trippy Red guy or the Negro pen?
No, not Trippy Red. The guy before him who was talking to you about quantum physics.
Right.
And he was saying you guys don't know the history of it. Now, here's my problem. Because I listen to you guys very closely and I follow very closely. And I believe in everything that you guys are saying. But the one thing that struck me about this conversation that you had with this man is because when he spoke about the history of quantum physics, you guys said it was basically European knowledge, but Chief tells us to follow Bruce Lipton and all of these European people to get this knowledge. So I'm very confused as to how this is the conflict that has came up for me, because I'm very confused to how is it different, whether the history of the knowledge or whatever, how is it different because it was a European person, but we follow everybody who we watch these videos from that Chief puts out, they're all European people.
Okay. I got a simple answer to that question, because a lot of the knowledge that's out there is not fulfilled. You have to understand that people have pieces and bits of information. When we talk about the European and have the knowledge coming from the European, it's been genetically modified. Just like your food in the grocery store has been genetically modified, it's not in its organic state. It's not in its purest form. So a lot of the knowledge that we have has been taken. We have bits and pieces of the knowledge, but it's not fulfilled. You know, and we have a being here, we have a reflection, we have the most honorable prophet, Christ, who has the mind to be able to fulfill the knowledge. Some people, just like if you were to go and walk into a class, right, and you're studying calculus, some people might not be able to grasp calculus because they don't have the mind to understand it. That's not their strong suit. We have a being who's come here who's be able to fulfill the knowledges. All the 5 sciences that you see is bits and pieces of information that's being put together to make a depiction of what is already active within his DNA, what's already on his mind. He just utilizes these informations as like a canvas to paint a picture for you to understand what is righteous and how we are supposed to live and give you an understanding of reality. So when we talk about quantum physics, we're utilizing quantum physics, and we're talking about how before the European even got that information, it came from melanated people, because everything comes from the black. before there was ever a genetically modified version of a human that had a lighter pigment color, there was a melanated being. And the melanated being was more connected to nature and more in tune. Because of the skin color and because of the fact that they're more connected and the melanin is able to receive information more readily from the universe, we had a higher intelligence, we had a greater ability to interpret the universe, to interpret nature. So this information is coming from someone that is genetically modified, genetically mutated, does not have the ability to understand.
Okay, I hear what you're saying. And this is my question. So if we are receiving genetically modified information from other people, then why are we being told to follow these people and look at these people's information? Because these people, I'm sorry, I'm gonna let you go. Please, let me finish.
I don't care what nobody say about it. I don't let y'all finish talking, man. Nobody care nothing about that, man.
It's simple. It's very simple.
The knowledge is streaming through the most honorable prophet in the year of Christ. And he uses bits and pieces from the internet to articulate this knowledge to its completion. I use the European reference as a general picture of Europeans as a whole, my nigga. Not every single European is out here teaching knowledge that is irrelevant. That's not what I was saying, but I know you want to take it there because you and your little lower self mind need to prove carbonation wrong so you can go back in the little hole that you came out of and act like you never heard the truth. The European does have information, but it truly didn't come from the European if you want to take it that far. The European right now, as far as Bruce Lipton is concerned, is teaching knowledge that is relevant to what we are teaching now. That is the only reason. Nobody said that if they're white or they're European, don't listen to them or they can't have any relevant information. Nobody said that. But you thought you had us on some shit. But I know you ain't trying to prove us wrong. You trying to prove to yourself that living in Babylon is okay when you're in the midst of all of this knowledge that's saying you wrong, you wrong, you wrong, you wrong.
The forecast.
That's what it's about, man. Nobody said that if you're European that don't listen to him. This person is stupid. This person is the devil. Nobody ever said that. The general scope of what Europeans teach is retarded, though. The general picture of Europe, this is how much information the European teaches right now that's streaming through what appears to be a European. This is how much of it is relevant. All of your high school education, irrelevant. Colleges, irrelevant. It's very few people. You act like we got a whole array of white Europeans that we teaching about until you can go to. Bruce Lipton is like one nigga that we bring up.
The only, for real.
It might be the only nigga we bring up is Bruce Lipton.
Because he studies biology.
It's crazy. And then even following Bruce Lipton is only going to get you so far. Bruce Lipton is able to teach you, as far as epigenetics is concerned, to get you towards the most honorable prophet of the Christ. Nigga, the destination is chief, my nigga. You know this, bro. Nobody never said the destination was Bruce Lipton. Bruce Lipton just articulates epigenetics in a way, and he's been doing it for 40 years, so he's a credible source for you to get to the true source, which is the most honorable prophet.
And he even says, listen to what I say, not don't do
what I say. And even Bruce Lipton said, don't do what I do. Come on, man. You ain't got to block all this shit.
No, I'm blocking everybody. You know what I'm saying? I got to block all this. Chief said it. He said block the trolls. He said block the trolls, nigga. I got the finger, goddamn. Y'all watch out.
Exactly enough. You will get blocked. Put the hearts up in the building, too.
And we're not interested in converting everybody because we're here to collect the elite and convict the weak. You just trying to figure out which one you are. That's it. Please God. Please God.
Hi.
Peace.
Hello. Good morning.
That's nothing good about morning. Attune.
Okay, Tim. I love myself.
I love myself.
I just wanted to say good morning. Well, you guys sometimes don't say that. I'm here at my open house today, and I didn't even expect you to accept my call. Is there a topic?
It's a Q&A.
You ask whatever question you want to ask, and we'll give you the answer to it.
Okay. Let's think. Why? Okay, so what is the fascination with Chief? How about that?
I'm not understanding what you mean.
Don't understand it.
But that's not true. re-articulate that question because that can be interpreted in multiple ways. I know what you're trying to say. I know what you're trying to do because it's like I know niggas, know Babylonians, I know what y'all do, I know what y'all interested in, but I'll give you another chance to articulate yourself better. Be more specific.
I don't think I disrespected you, but sorry if I did.
It's subtle. It's subtle.
As an way.
Boom. She said infatuation with the truth. Boom.
That's a fact. That's good.
No, that's cheap.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought that's
That's cheap.
Okay, well, I really don't have any questions, so I'll just continue to watch. Thank you, though, for answering my call. Thank you. Bye.
I knew it. She really didn't want nothing that actually is going to help her.
She wasn't trying to make it
succeed in her own personal life.
Yeah.
Right.
Then why did she call? I don't know.
Yo, what's up, bros? I got a question for y'all.
I can kind of already tell where it's going. Yep.
So, now you can't actually go on.
Good, I knew it. I knew that's where it was going. I read people really good.
Got response to this now.
So, like, which one of y'all, how many of y'all in this group right now have a wife?
It don't matter. We talking about the age and information. No, I'm not talking about that. The age and information. The information. You can know anything you want to know about the universe, about astrology, about light, about melanin, about anything, DNA. You want to know as a man, which one of y'all has wives? And after you get that answer, you still gonna be dumb and retarded in the same position you was in before you come. Now I don't understand why you would do that to yourself.
Type shit.
I don't know why you would do that. Why would you do that?
Nah, we not letting people ask dumb shit.
We're not. I mean, and then anybody that's in the room, like, why didn't you let him be dumb? Why didn't you let him ask a dumb question? Because we're not dumb people. Even though we know you hate yourself, and when you see us, you see the nigga that you can't overcome or refuse to overcome, we are not those niggas. We're niggas working on ourselves to elevate to who we truly are and not what the system has programmed us to believe that we should reduce ourselves to.
Mind your business.
I wish you would not have straightened your hair out, but it's dope.
It's not straightened.
It looks that's natural.
Yeah, look.
That's not natural.
It's
But
natural.
It's dope. I can see you going in that direction, though. You going in that direction. You interested. That's why you called in. You want to go in that direction.
It's not straightened. But I have a question.
Okay, what's your question?
So, to piggyback off of the quantum physics and how people were saying, like, you know, the information that we get is from the Europeans. We can't deny that because especially when y'all go into astrology, y'all go on the internet, which is European, you know, like that's from the Europeans too. It's not like y'all reading the stars and not going off based off the internet. So I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, like it's still getting the information from the Europeans because they don't, you know, like the information, like y'all said, like from the Europeans, it's been watered down. So
you know about the Dogon tribe? They actually learned about astrology through their melanin and melanin alone.
She's already
right, but you can't say that y'all do that though.
It's an illusion. It's an illusion. The European has no knowledge. The European is a mutation of melanated people. The European can only try to take what more melanated people are able to understand and fuck it up.
Right. Where the Europeans
that mean y'all shouldn't go on tarot.com to do readings.
Let me explain. I'm gonna let you get it. I'm gonna explain something to you, right? Do you understand who the most honorable prophet Leo the Christ is? Do you know what he represents? Do you know what he is? He's the Messiah, the messenger, the fulfillment of truth. Everything that you know is going to be brought to completion through these sciences. The most honorable prophet Leo the Christ uses these sciences to articulate his message. And then another question was asked, where did the Europeans get their information from? If the European is a mutation, a genetic mutation of the original melanated man and woman, then of course all information comes from where?
Melanated people.
Melanated people.
Well, y'all should go on Terror.com then.
No, listen, Terror.com. Terror.com.
I don't even like the way you smack your rational lips.
Because we know that astrology. We know that astrology.
I don't. She literally heard me explain what that was about, and then she want to talk about some terror. She want to basically say that don't use nothing
from the Europeans.
Don't try to take it and make it make sense.
Right.
For melanated people.
But where the European get it from in the first place?
It's basically the only thing that's happening is the information is being returned to the original people that it came from.
Right.
And so basically what they trying to say is don't speak English. Right.
I have a question.
You want to learn the original African languages and then come back and talk to y'all? Come on, man. Y'all playing.
I have a Age of Astrology question. Can you answer it for me, please, people?
You have a what?
Yeah, go ahead.
An Age of Aquarius question. Can you answer it?
Age of information, right? Yeah.
Right. Who created English that we're speaking right now?
Yeah.
You can
I'm asking a question.
You don't want to know the answer to that question, man. You do not want to know the answer. You do not care about that answer, bro. You do not. He said, let me ask a question that don't make no sense, that don't nobody care about, and apply it to me. Because I want to prove somebody wrong for whatever reason.
My man said, what English comes
I don't know.
Yo, this is a Q&A. Really ask like real
DNA,
questions.
bro. Everything comes from DNA. All knowledge comes from DNA. You knew that already. You knew that.
Peace, God. Hey, so I was on Facebook earlier and I seen a post and it said depression is a choice. And then I was commenting and I said that's not true. All is mine is all. And then this girl was trying to hit me with like scientific facts. So I just wanted to know from your perspective, what would be the best way to explain to somebody how depression isn't a choice?
Okay, you want to go?
Yeah. So basically what it is so your statement was that you said that depression was a choice or wasn't a choice?
I said it's not, because all is mine and mine is all. Everything is mental.
Right. So you have to understand that depression stems from not having the knowledge that allows you. We all get thoughts, right? You make it a negative thought. It's your ability to use the knowledge when you get a thought that's negative in order for you to cancel out that frequency. You have positive high vibrational frequency, you have low vibrational frequency. You have to take divine knowledge and rationalize and utilize that in order for you to rebuke demons. If you're depressed, that means you're just having negative thoughts. And that is produced through the environment, through the people that you're around. Everything plays a part in your conscious awareness and how mentally stable you are. So you have to understand that these thoughts may come up in your reality, but you have to utilize divine knowledge itself in order for you to rebuke. It's very simple. This is why we teach the 5 sciences, because it breaks your whole reality down to understand that, wait a minute, I am a reflection of you. You are me. I am you. This life is holographic. There's nothing outside of me. I can't point the finger at nobody. You see what I'm saying? Everything is an external projection of me. Everything is a projection of my thoughts. So you have to understand that with understanding that everything is your thoughts, you have to choose what frequencies you tap into. If I tap into a negative thought frequency and I hold that energy and I keep dwelling within that space and I marinate in that, this is when I start to feel depressed. This is when I start to admit that. But a lot of people aren't utilizing their own abilities to purge. You should be letting things out. A lot of y'all hold grudges. A lot of y'all ain't speaking what's on your mind, getting it out. There's a lot of ways to release that negative energy positively in order to get it out, in order for you to keep that balance. There's a state of mental balance and imbalance.
Let me see that real quick. Let me see that.
Okay.
Because I want to answer your question too. Like, I'm not going to cut. Like, I want to answer your question. Because I had a conversation a day ago. So the most honorable prophet of Leo Christ always tells us that depression is just when you're depressed. You know what I'm saying? You're just not pressed to move forward type shit. And people in the chat are like, yo, it's a chemical imbalance.
Yeah.
Oh, no. But listen, all right? So this is what I'm going to address with the chemical imbalance. Did you know, right? Just a question. That thoughts are actually translated into chemistry? Your perception actually rules your biology? So the chemical imbalance that people are actually experiencing are coming from the thoughts and their thoughts alone? So the more you actually... Exactly. So it is a choice. You can actually choose better thoughts, healthier thoughts, and then you're not going to be depressed anymore. But the more you think negatively, the more you're going to be depressed and not pressed to move on with life because you're still dwelling in your own negativity.
Right.
Facts. I agree. Man.
I'm going.
Facts. So the chemical imbalance is really your own thoughts. Look it up. Signal translation.
All right, Ben. So next time somebody try to say, "Oh, it's a chemical imbalance," just say, "Well, your thoughts control that chemical imbalance."
Exactly.
All right, bet y'all. Peace, man. Keep prospering.
Yo, see, you know what I'm saying? Now, people can't act like they didn't see his approach. That's how you call man with the desire to see, understand, and to learn. Come on, man.
We ain't playing that little game.
Alright, so we got somebody named. Some of these profiles be interesting. I'm gonna do my boy right here. Mark Phil, you up, Mark? That's fine.
How you doing? I love what you guys do. I love your energy. I love your teachings. A lot of bliss to you guys. I got a question. Any in-depth? Let me say it this way. On the pineal gland, are the foods we eating, what we're drinking, consuming, is it in a way calcifying or stopping us from really connecting or really grasping the true powers of ourselves? I mean, what do you guys have to say on that? Please.
That's a fact. You want to look at the food you're eating, right? The food that you're eating, especially if you're eating meat, genetically modified food, that food is acting as an insulation between you and your greatest capacity, right? Water got chlorine, fluoride, pharmaceutical, all type of pollutants in it. That's not going to do anything to amplify it, right? Then you look at the sunlight. Not specifically talking to you if you're in the Bahamas, but those people that are living in the northern hemisphere right now, they're going through a what? Winter season. And just like I said earlier, when you are lacking sunlight, yet you're someone like yourself who has a lot of melanin, you're gonna undergo something called vitamin D deficiency. People don't understand vitamin D, right? The body uses vitamin D from the sun, right? From the sun, the skin converts this sunlight into vitamin D, and this vitamin D is therefore turned into calcium. And this calcium is what allows us to create new bone. And also, I don't know if you knew this, but bone marrow produces blood. And we know how important blood is. Can't nobody deny how important blood is. And blood, as you know, carries the oxygen throughout our body. So anybody who is unaware of these scientific facts will not have the understanding of what they need to do in order to become their greatest version. A lot of people are walking around as a watered down, lower self, inferior version of who they truly are. Why? Because they won't give themselves the best of all things. People act like, oh, I'm in the gym. That's not giving yourself the best. Oh, I got a new position at this corporation. That's not giving yourself the best. Giving yourself the best goes in the scope of oxygen, water, sunlight, food, and people. People overlook people. It's the craziest thing ever because we've been trained to look at each other in an inferior way. We don't view each other as gods. We don't view each other as reflections. So you have a lot of people sitting on the high horse eating pineapples, mangoes, strawberries, but they associate with the same toxic people that have no understanding of who they are. You cannot vibrate higher than your environment. So all of these vegan people are nothing more than a clean battery to be retarded.
Hey, yo, I got something to say. I got something to say. All right, that.
You know what you need? You know what you need more than anything? You need people that think like you. Because when people think like you, everything else is just going to take care of itself magically. But it don't matter how much vegan hamburgers or recipes you eat. If the nigga next to you is chanting shit that tell you you can't be the greatest version of yourself. If you're around a nigga that's talking about shooting and robbing, smoking cigarettes, drinking alcohol, what good is this vegan diet going to do for you?
And that's another thing I wanted to address too, because there's a lot of people in Babylon right now who get pieces of information. You have the Moors, you have societies that are out here, people that are literally giving you bits and pieces of truth, that just enough to spark your mind and enlighten you a bit, to hold you in that space. You have to understand, first and foremost, there's nothing beyond frequency. So when you're in Babylon, you are connecting, you're literally emitting that frequency. You are Babylon. You have to put yourself in the best environment in order for you to vibrate up higher. So people that are the Moors, they got a little piece of information here, and they're like, oh yeah, I got this knowledge. It ain't doing nothing for you because you're still in a sick environment. You're around sick people. It don't matter how much fruit or how much food that you eat. You're gonna be more conducive, and you're gonna be more receptive to that information, because when you're eating like hog maw, or you're eating steak, pig feet, when you're eating hamburgers at McDonald's, this is insulating your connection from receiving energy. Your energy, your body wants to flow in a certain way. There's cells trying to communicate between other cells with electrical impulses, and it's also connecting and trying to receive information from your environment. So when you clear yourself up from all this insulation, all this mucus, all this toxin that's in your body, you become a super antenna for your environment. Now, if you're living in Babylon, you're just going to become a super antenna for Babylon, and you're going to be able to harness more energy for that environment. This is why we tell you that you have to leave. The importance of knowing thyself and loving thyself is putting yourself in the best environments. You see what I'm saying? Surround yourself with good people, good music, good, all that stuff is food. We think food is just what you put in your mouth. No, people are food. Music is food. Everything that you have in your environment is a source of food. It's going to give you some type of energy. So you have to understand this.
Let me get it that one. Let me get it that one. Let me get it
I got one more question.
Okay.
I got one more question.
Oh, hold on. I want to answer your question. I want to give you a deeper understanding, before you ask the next question.
You can go.
Okay, so boom, it really doesn't matter what you're eating, to be honest. It really doesn't. It really comes down to your astrology on some G shit. Because you can be eating all the strawberries, pineapples, coconuts, all that shit you want, but if your astrological programming and placements in your natal chart is not right, you're not going to be able to have an open and uncalcified pineal gland. If your Mercury, your Mars, and your Moon is going to be not in a good placement, you're not going to have so it's deeper than what you eat. You can eat everything that you want that's healthy, but you're not going to have the understanding of who you actually are. So it's it's deeper than food. It's your natal chart. You know what I'm saying?
Astrology. You mean like in sidereal astrology?
Yeah, astrology.
Okay. Now, one more question. Yeah, one more question. What do you guys think about, according to what you guys stand for, the facts, your foundational facts, what do you guys have to say about homeschooling if you had or having children?
Technically we are going to be homeschooling in a sense, because when we have our children, we're going to teach them at home. So
because right now
Babylon though, yeah. As far as Babylon though, no. Type shit. It's what are you teaching them in what environment? And what are you going to do after?
Your children should be learning. When you're homeschooling in Babylon, you're nothing more than programming them to be a part of that system. So you know what I'm saying? You gotta leave that environment and then program your children what you want to program them. You know what I'm saying? And it better be divine truth. So when you talk about homeschooling, that's the homeschool we're gonna be teaching the kids divine truth, divine morals and principles. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
I got something to say too. All right, I'm gonna say everybody one last thing. I just want you to get a clear picture, right? So you get 24 hours in a day, right? You get 24 hours in a day.
Yeah.
All right, so you sleep for 8 of those hours.
More than that sometimes.
Okay, so you sleep for 10. Now we down to 14.
Yeah.
And you got a job. You got a Babylon job.
I farm.
Okay, so how much time does farming get a day for you?
My workers. Well, I have some workers, so they cut my work day.
Okay. Average work day is how many hours?
7. Probably
Okay.
7.
So now we drop down to 7 hours. You also got to factor in with those 7 hours that you have, right, to dedicate towards homeschooling your children. A lot of that time is.
My wife does that.
All she does is homeschooling. Oh, okay.
Yes.
So when she's not homeschooling, who's teaching your kids?
She homeschools all the time.
So when she's not home, when she's not around your kids, who's teaching them?
Nobody. They're on the farm with me, working.
Where are you? You said you were in the Bahamas. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. I'm thinking.
We farm.
I thought he was saying he was in the States. Never mind.
No.
That's different. My bad.
No.
But that's an example. It's an example. I was using that example for people that don't have the avenue of having that much influence on their children. Because a lot of people drop their kids out to this public education system, are influenced by billboards and advertisements. So where you at might be a little bit different.
Yeah, okay.
That's for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
What's up?
I wanted to touch on one point. So basically,
The Bahamas is not the tropics.
yeah.
For whatever reason, I thought that it was. The Bahamas is not in the tropics. That changes the whole dynamic. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Go ahead.
So the most honorable prophet and leader of Christ just put in the chat that you can't teach people how to be themselves. You know what I'm saying? All you can do for your kids is give them a healthy environment so they can thrive. You know what I'm saying? That's the most you can do. They're gonna be themselves. All you can do is give them the tools. So when you see what the most honorable prophet and leader of Christ is teaching as far as astrology, right? Astrology is gonna help you realize how your mind works. It's gonna help you realize the patterns.
Is that sidereal astrology?
What you say?
Sidereal astrology?
Both.
Yeah.
It's all just different forms of the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So
Is that like a type of Kemetic astrology, not the mainstream European crap?
When you say that, is you have to realize, like we just said before, that the knowledge is just a form to get you to your higher self. You know what I'm saying? And
I understand.
It all comes from the black. But that's not.
Yes, I understand.
Right?
I understand.
Yeah, so you can just give your kids the proper environment for them to thrive with their astrological energies. Show them astrology. We got videos on videos. We got an astrology playlist on Carbonation TV. You can show them that, and that's gonna help them understand themselves. See, this journey is about self-mastery. You know what I'm saying? It's a journey of self-mastery. So you have.
Make sure we come in clear though.
Is everything clear? Can y'all hear us?
Yeah, I got a good signal. All
right, yeah. So in this journey, you got to give yourself the best sunlight, the best food, the best oxygen, the best people. That's all you can do. You feel what I'm saying?
All right, you don't teach a tiger how to be a tiger. Just
It's
a tiger.
gonna be a tiger.
Yeah. You're right. All right, guys. Thank you very much.
Okay, I definitely got to mention that. For whatever reason, I thought that the Bahamas was in the tropics, but apparently the Bahamas is just portrayed as a suitable and tropical environment, but it's not. Do not go to the Bahamas. Bahamas is a no-go. Bahamas is Babylon.
That's tropics.
Okay. Peace, God. Your face looks. I think she called that before.
Yeah. I just want to go off of what you guys were just talking about. So I just stopped eating meat maybe, I want to say 3 months ago.
Oh.
And I could feel a difference, but as you said, it's your environment you're living in and the people I surround myself with, they still eat meat. They still think about things. I don't think, I feel like I'm on a higher level than they are. So in a way, I feel as if I'm just stuck in the same position rather than if I'm eating meat or not eating it, thinking healthy or not thinking healthy, you know what I mean? So I just had to really...
At least you're honest about it, because a lot of people be in Babylon thinking that they being healthy and, turning over their life and turning over a new leaf, but they still associate with the same people that ain't trying to do no better. You cannot vibrate higher than the thought frequency of the people around you. The people that truly get it, leave. Anybody else is just playing a game with themselves. You cannot, the most honorable prophet, Leo Christ says it all the time, you cannot heal in the same environment that you got sick.
Right. No, yeah. And I didn't really realize it until you just said it with the guy before, because I was like, I wonder why, like, I'm feeling this way, like, my thoughts is everywhere. And this is exactly why.
Because, you know what? You know how you've been on a radio channel, right? I don't know if you drive or whatever. Even in the house. You ever picked up static from a station that you wasn't even tuned into? Like, I'm listening to rap music, but why this country song just slipped in real quick?
Yeah.
That's how we work with frequencies of thought. Thought doesn't happen in our head. They're not contained in our skull. thoughts radiate a magnetic field, and this magnetic field is what allows us to communicate with the universe. So when you're around people not thinking what you're thinking, those fields are doing what? They're creating destructive interference, and destructive interference is when you're around people that are not thinking like you. When you become truly aware and conscious, you get together with people who think like you. That's why carbonation is so powerful.
Right, it's like the plus and the minus on the magnet, right?
Yeah, that's why we say one mind, one self, because we operate on the same thought frequency. And to destroy all of the haters and the drama and all the retards that think something hard to understand is happening here. When you see people leave carbonation, it is literally a thought frequency that had to get repelled from this thought frequency. We are a field. We are a literal force field, and anything that cannot stand in this frequency by law, by magnetism, has to leave. And these niggas get over there and try to act like it was something else, but it was nothing more than an inability to match and maintain the frequency of the most honorable prophet of Christ. That's all it is.
And another thing I want to touch up on too is the fact that you have to make sure that you're proclaiming the kingdom. Every single day you got to make sure you're speaking this, because you're casting spells into your reality. Just like we were talking about frequencies and thoughts and getting mixed up, you have to make sure that you're putting out your frequency as well. Putting yourself in solitude for 30 to 90 days, reprogramming your subconscious mind. This is the foundation that you're going to need in order for you to lead. A lot of people aren't given the right, proper necessary steps in order for them to truly manifest themselves out of the sickness or the environment that they're living in. It's because they're hanging around with people that still smoke weed. It's because they're still doing it themselves. You know what I'm saying? So it's all a byproduct. It's a reflection of your mind. So you have to make sure you follow these necessary steps. That's going to lead you out. I can't be around people that are doing shit that I was doing a year ago. I have to make sure that you know what I'm saying?
You feel so out of place. It's just you feel so out of place. Like you're just like, I can't sit here and have a conversation with you because you're not on the same level as me. Like
that's right. And so now this is what makes you elite, and this is what can make you weak. This is when you must pick up your hunk. You know what I'm saying? This is when you must separate yourself from your lower self. Everyone who has picked up their hunk on the journey has had to do this in order to reach their higher self. You must let go of the people that no longer serve you in your purpose. They served you as far as getting you to where you are now, and that is in a position to let go. You feel what I'm saying? So being around people that are still eating meat, being around people that still are smoking, and being around people that aren't vibrating on what you vibrating on is nothing more than an indication for you to leave. You feel what I'm saying? So this is when you really have to pick up your hunk and walk. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, we could talk knowledge, we can do all of these things, we can intellectualize it, but until we start applying it to our life. Exactly. So once you start applying it to your life, like Master Tron said, going into isolation, you know what I'm saying, eating right, all of that shit, and really reprogramming your subconscious mind while you're in isolation from that system, that's when you really can tap into your true Godhead. You know what I'm saying? What the most honorable prophet of Christ is doing is living the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of spiritual teachers out here, motherfuckers, gurus and shit like that, that's talking that shit, but none of them are living it. You know what I'm saying? None of them are actually living it. So just make sure you start living what you actually are talking. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
That's true facts. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Love myself. That was honey drop.
Honey drop.
Honey shrimp is me. Honey drop. Why people be trying to justify the ignorance? I don't eat meat. I just eat shrimp all the time.
Yo, who said that to me the other day? Somebody said that.
That's not smart, and you recorded yourself. Somebody.
What's going on, brother? What's going on?
Peace, God.
Peace. Hey, I want to ask y'all a question, man. As far as nationality, man, what would you call yourself as far as being a nationality? Do you call yourself black, colored? Carbonation. So is that a nationality?
What's a nationality? Belonging to a nation, right?
Yeah, a nation that's identified
by the European.
Meaning
your slave.
Yeah, me.
You want to go? So I need your slave master to justify my nation when your slave master took yours and just established his because he said so.
We establish our own nation.
We have a natural birthright to have our name be incorporated.
Okay.
And we don't get no papers.
Why does a European run his world? Because he says so. Why does a European because he says so? Why does a European have money in place? Because he says so. That's the only thing we need because we real men.
People are looking for validation through the eyes of the European in order to move forward. That's not
He's looking for our paperwork.
Yeah, no, we don't.
We don't have paperwork, sir. We don't have no paperwork. Just like the European don't have no paperwork for his world. You do because you're a slave. You need it.
Okay, so if I was to pull out a world map, you can actually identify where carbonation originated from in its history. Like
so now you want to go back to the standards that your European has taught you to validate a nation. What did your indigenous ancestors do prior to European invasion?
What, as far as what tribes, you know?
Before as what tribes, nothing, you know what I just said to you. What did your indigenous ancestors do prior to European invasion? Other than set up on the earth that was there.
And actually, a lot of these names you get from the tribes were colonizers who came in and gave the names. We were living in tune with nature. We didn't have to do all that. We were just living how we were supposed to righteously. The names that we got for a lot of these tribes were given from the colonization. They're like, oh well, this is this tribe, and that's that tribe. They forced it upon us. You have to understand that.
That's funny.
So really, if you're gonna break it down,
that's funny that the same indigenous people of today that are claiming nationality are claiming nationality status underneath the